Hey, in this video I want to show you the smallest vlog setup with microphone input. So the first thing I want to say so I don't waste your time is that I would not recommend actually buying a GoPro to use as a vlogging camera. But if you already own a GoPro, I'm going to show you how you can buy just a few things to make it a pretty awesome vlog camera with a wide angle lens and a Rode mic. So I already own a GoPro, but it sits in a drawer most of the time. I shoot all of our vlogs with a Sony RX100 Mark V, and the RX100 Mark V is a really awesome camera, but there's no microphone input and there's no easy way to upgrade the audio from the built-in microphone. And my other wish is that it had a wider angle lens. Since I vlog with Sarah most of the time, it's kind of hard to get us both in the shot at like an arm's length. If you've been watching the vlogs, you've actually seen this GoPro in action because I've actually filmed the last 6 vlogs with this GoPro setup. With one major caveat though, I filmed all of the B-roll stuff with the RX100. And the reason I filmed all of the B-roll and low light shots with the RX100 instead of the GoPro is actually the reasons why I would not recommend buying the GoPro for vlogging. Because the GoPro, one, you can't zoom in or do anything like that, so it's very limited in the amount of shots you can get, and it really sucks at low light. Now I don't mean just like night shots, I mean like it has a hard time even doing indoors in well-lit environments. So I use the GoPro for its wide angle, but like I mentioned, that's kind of its downside as your primary camera, is that you only have the wide angle, which you can totally get some great shots with, but you're very limited in your versatility that you can get with B-roll and stuff. So I'd really recommend checking out my last few videos if you want to see how well the GoPro performs and how well the mic sounds in like real world testing. I'll link to all of the vlogs that I made with the GoPro in the description. And if you're wondering, I film with ProTune turned on at 1080p, 24 frames per second, and in linear mode. So if that sounds like something that you would want to try, let me show you everything that you'll need to make that happen. So the first thing you're going to need is a way to attach the microphone to the GoPro. And since the GoPro does not have a cold shoe mount, I bought this cage off of Amazon for $19. So this houses the GoPro. It gives you a tripod mount on the bottom. It also gives you a cold shoe mount that you can mount on the top or the side, depending on where you want to put your microphone. You just slip the GoPro into the cage like this, and then you tighten down this screw to hold it in. One quick note about this is that you will have this door open or off to plug in the microphone, so your GoPro is no longer going to be waterproof, but it is definitely going to be drop proof because this cage is fully metal and built like a tank. So the cage comes with this UV filter, and I would highly recommend taking it off because it adds to like a ghosting to the image whenever you're in bright light, so I would just remove that completely. So now that we have a way to attach a microphone to our GoPro, the second thing you're going to need is an actual microphone. So I bought this Rode Video Micro, and this is a $60 microphone. There are some cheaper mic options out there for like $20 on Amazon. I've seen some reviews on them and they seem pretty decent, so I'll leave a link to this microphone and some cheaper options in the description. I can't speak much to the other microphone, but my experience with the Rode Video Micro is that it is really awesome. It does a really great job. The biggest advantage to me is that it doesn't take any batteries, so you never have to remember to turn it on. So the next thing you need is an adapter to actually be able to plug the microphone into the GoPro. So the GoPro only has a USB-C input on the 5 and the 6, and so you need an adapter to plug in the microphone to the GoPro. This is actually the worst part because this is a proprietary adapter from GoPro that costs $50. So if you have the GoPro Hero 4, this will actually be a little cheaper for you because you can get some third-party adapters for like $10 on Amazon. So all this does is it has USB-C on this end, and then it has a input here for the microphone, and as you can tell, this thing is huge. So lastly, you're gonna need some sort of GorillaPod or tripod or handle to actually hold the vlogging setup. So I already had this little bitty GorillaPod for my phone. I have a little phone mount, and I didn't really want to spend any more money on this test, so I just grabbed this one that was already in my bag, and it actually worked out pretty well. So I would say this works fine if you already have it. If you're gonna purchase one, I would actually recommend getting like the next step up instead of getting the tiny little phone one, but I already had it. So we can attach the microphone to the GoPro like this. Then we need to put our tripod plate on the cage, attach the GorillaPod, and And then we just need to plug in the microphone to the GoPro. So you just plug the adapter into the USB-C and the microphone into the other end, and that's it. That is a tiny little vlogging setup. So one pro tip from me is that on this adapter, instead of having it just dangling down, so I actually plugged it in where it's facing upwards, and then I took a little Velcro strap and Velcroed it to the microphone plate, and then that way it's kind of up out of the way. Looks a little ridiculous, but once you have the dead cat on, it's hidden back there and doesn't have the cable all dangly. So that's it. Other than the GoPro itself, this will cost you between $100 and $175 to set up your GoPro for vlogging, depending on which microphone you buy and what pieces you may already have. In conclusion, I would say that it is totally worth it if you already own a GoPro to spend a little bit of money to get these extra pieces to be able to like breathe new life into something you already own. And I'm gonna keep using it because I love the wide angle, and the upgrade in audio is totally worth it to me to carry two cameras, at least for now. This is also a real world test of how well this microphone is doing, because I've got waves over here, a helicopter flying over there, got sirens going over the highway, and then generally just people walking around. So hopefully it sounds all right. In the description below, I'll put links to everything that I purchased to make this happen, and then also links to all the vlogs that I made with the GoPro. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe. If you are not, I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on my channel. My wife Sarah makes videos about books and reading over on her channel every Tuesday and Thursday if you want to check that out. But that's it for this one. We'll see you Friday.